Welcome, friends. I'm really excited about today's recipe. We're cooking Cuban style chicken fricassee. It's one of my favorite dishes, by the way, and its flavor is so good. Your friends and family are going to love it. So, and you know what? It's all done in one pot, and it's rather easy to make once you have all the ingredients. I know some people might be intimidated by the word fricassee, but just a French word that means stew. But it's more than a stew. It's really an experience. And if you haven't tasted chicken fricassee yet, you're in for a real treat. So let's go over the ingredients. And then, as you know, I will post the ingredients a list of the ingredients at the end of the video, as well as a list of things that you can use to serve and make your dish and eating experience even more delightful. So, what are we going to need? Well, we're going to need the chicken, and today I'm using 4 chicken legs. Now, you can use other chicken parts, but I found that chicken legs somehow just jive with this sauce of the chicken fricassee and the ingredients so well that I would recommend for you to use chicken legs. I'm using 4 chicken legs, which would be about 2 to 4 servings. So we're going to need a little bit of wine because once we start cooking and browning the chicken with some of the ingredients, we want to use a little bit of wine to deglaze the pan, the bottom of the pan, and get all those wonderful bits into the sauce. We're going to be needing chicken broth. Now I'm going to be using 3 cups to start with, but I'm going to keep a cup in reserve just in case we need a little bit more during the cooking of the dish. I'm going to use a little envelope of Spanish sazon that has saffron for coloring. I want to give it a nice color, especially to the potatoes. Now, you might say, I don't use coloring. That's fine. You can leave the coloring out. I like the coloring. I like to start my eating experience visually. And most restaurants that you go to today, they use coloring and they use special flavorings. So, but it's okay. You can leave the sazon out if you like. I would recommend that you use it. It's not that much. And I also recommend you to use a little bit of tomato paste. Now, tomato paste is a must because it's going to make your sauce a little bit thick and it's going to be really, really wonderful at the end. Just a little bit of tomato paste. We're going to need onions, peppers, garlic, cilantro, 2 bay leaves. I'm going to use fresh bay leaves. You can use dry bay leaves, the same thing. If you want to add a little bit of heat, that's fine. I'm going to use mild pepper. I'm going to use a long pepper which has a mild heat to it and only a piece of it. But you can add a lot of heat if you like to. A lot of people do with the chicken fricassee. And I'm going to use the bottom part or root part of scallion or green onion. And towards the end of the cooking time, which would probably take about 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going to add 2 medium potatoes cut in small pieces and a secret ingredient. Now, once you have all the ingredients in the pot, all you need to do is check every once in a while to make sure that the sauce level is good. And if it's low, you add a little more broth to the pot. The end result is to reduce the sauce as much as possible. So keeping an eye on it, checking every once in a while, is all you need to do during the cooking time. Let's cook. Now, as you can see, I have a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Just put it on. Just having it high right now, just to get the oil going. And then I will start adding the ingredients. Now, I think the oil is okay right now. So I'm going to start adding the ingredients. I'm going to add half a small onion, half of a medium pepper, 2 cloves of garlic, And I'm going to reduce the heat to medium high. And just work the mixture a little bit in the oil. Get it a little bit warm. Then I'm going to add 4 legs of chicken. I'm going to brown them a little bit. Now, now the chicken legs have browned a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit of white wine. In this case, it's a little Pinot Grigio. Just a touch. All I want to do is get those little bits of sauce at the bottom of the pan so that they can become part of the flavor of the sauce. Okay, so I'm going to increase the temperature to high, and I'm going to put in 3 cups of chicken broth. Now remember, keep about a cup on hand in case you might need it later. Now to this mixture, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And remember, we can check later when the chicken is cooked and to make sure we have the right amount of salt and pepper in the dish. I'm going to add the hot pepper, the scallion, and the bay leaves. Add the sazon with saffron. And it gives it really a nice coloring. Now you see the water in the pan is just about mid-level. We don't want to have too much water or liquid in there. In this case, broth. Now I'm going to add cilantro. About a half a cup of cilantro. I don't think I mentioned this during the intro, but I have some Spanish olives and pimiento chopped. This is not the secret ingredient. I just forgot to mention it. And I have about two tablespoons of tomato paste. So I'm gonna make sure that I mix it all up. Bring it to a boil. Now it's just beautiful dish. It looks beautiful. It smells beautiful. I just want to bring it to a boil, and then I'm gonna reduce the temperature to medium high and let it cook for 30 to 45 minutes. But I'm going to be checking every once in a while to make sure that the level of the sauce, the broth in this case, not sauce yet, doesn't go too low. I'm going to reduce to medium high, cover it, and let the heat works its magic. Now this is what it looks like after about 15 minutes of cooking. And I'm just turning the legs over so that they get evenly cooked. I'm gonna cover it and let it continue cooking. Now this is what it looks like at about 30 minutes of cooking. And I think we're doing perfectly. The water level is really still good. Oh my God, it smells delicious. So to this, I'm gonna add 2 medium potatoes, and I've cut them in small pieces. And I'm going to work it in to the dish, into the sauce. And they're already taking over the beautiful color. And increase the temperature to high as we add the new ingredients. And now I'm going to add the secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is raisins. Now, these raisins are going to do a wonderful job because not only are they going to add flavor to the sauce, but they're going to absorb a lot of this water and become plump. And when you get one of these beauties in your dish, it's like a burst of wonderfulness. So about a quarter, not too many. And we're just gonna put the cover back halfway though, because we want the water to start evaporating as well. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure everything is okay. I just reduced it to medium high after 5 minutes on high to get the temperature going in there after we added the potatoes and the raisins. It looks great. I just tasted the sauce and it's fantastic. Just perfect as far as I'm concerned for salt and pepper. When you taste yours, you may want to add a little bit more heat, a little more pepper, a little more salt. It's always good to check. You can see the chicken is starting to become apart from the bone. That's what you want. All we need now is the potatoes to be done. So I'm going to cover the pot, medium low, for about another 7 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes. We didn't need to add any more of the chicken broth. I think the sauce has reduced perfectly. I'm going to turn it off now. Turn it off now and let the steam finish cooking the dish. So here's a sample serving. You have a little bit of rice with a beautiful chicken fricassee sauce on top, potatoes, and fried plantains. Now, the fried plantains, believe it or not, these fried plantains are from the frozen section of the supermarket. They're wonderful. They come in different brands. They're all great. You microwave them for a few minutes, and you cannot tell the difference whether they're fried or they're frozen. They're absolutely wonderful. Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's been a pleasure cooking for you. I hope you enjoy the dish as much as I enjoy cooking it for you. It's really an amazing dish. I hope you enjoy the Cuban chicken fricassee. If you have time, you might want to like us and even subscribe to our channel. And we're going to be bringing you lots of great recipes. Next week, we'll plan to cook arroz con pollo, Cuban style. See you then. Take care. And thank you very much for watching.